For personality wise, I have always followed this three C's concept, and it was actually
Mm-hmm.
told to me by a pilot in an interview. It's in my own pilot interview. Um, the three C's for being a pilot, three C's to have are calm, composed, and confident. You
Mm-hmm.
need to have them, and it's sort of like an essential to have these qualities in you. And personality wise, you you need to have the like you can develop the right mindset to become a pilot. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like it's not something you're just born with, but it's something you can acquire over time. You can be you maybe multitasking is something that's required of you.
Okay. Right. So, calm, composed, confident. Very interesting. Are there any actionable things that you've seen so far that can help people work on these three aspects? Because they're sort of like mental attitude sort of things, right? So there won't really be like a training that you can put yourself through to become more confident. But still, are there any tips or any frameworks that you follow to sort of help you with this process or help you achieve the three C's?
Uh, Calm, composed, and confident. I think yes, since flying a plane requires these three things, right? In your field, whatever wherever you're working or wherever you are, uh, you in doing whatever you do, like when you're studying or when you're preparing for an exam, it comes down to any basic thing in life, right? Whenever you're doing something in life, a daily activity or a chore, it's how you do it, how you go about it. Are you too anxious? Do you think you can work on yourself a little bit? Whenever you're going for an exam, if you're too anxious and if you're underconfident, or if you're not as composed, you might see not as good results when you're but when you're working under pressure, right, which is what this career may demand. When you're working under pressure, if you can stay focused and calm as you would in any other field of life or any other doing any other activity of life, if you see yourself doing it in other things, I guess you can train your own self. When you can talk
Mm.
to your For me, it was whenever I'm on stage, whenever I'm
Mhm.
acting, it helped over there to be calm and
Mm.
composed. Before I go on stage, I have to calm myself down, soothe my nerves, and that same thing translated into the cockpit. It's
Mm.
basically on a performance. You're putting on a good landing. It's a good performance, and for that,
Mm.
you, it helped me. It helped me to it translated
That's
in.
Yeah, I mean that's super interesting. So the sort of how other fields and I love the fact that you called it a performance. So sort of training yourself to be part of other or give other performances, sort of like I guess singing, dancing, or emceeing these kind of things. Maybe even these experiences help a lot when it comes to this, right?
Everything helps, even if you're doing something like painting, and
Mm.
anything, like you're working, if you're an engineer and you're working on small machines, big machines, any such thing, you need that
Mhm.
kind of you need that kind of confidence to do it, like,
Yeah.
and you need to be calm so that it gets done, and then you need your composure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stay on this topic a little more because I also want to explore in terms of physical health and that people need to maintain. How important does this become? Are people required to be extremely fit, or is it still okay to some degree? And what are the things that they need to focus on broadly? I guess even with respect to things like diet, right? So yeah.
I'm very glad you asked this because I was going to come to it in a
Mhm.
bit. um, Before you start your pilot training, if someone is right now ready to begin their life as a pilot, or like want to as student pilot rather, before you do anything, please get yourself checked up, please get a medical
Mhm.
done. There are two medicals in India under the DGCA, which is a class 2 medical, which you do first, followed
Mhm.
by a class 1 medical, which is the main medical. A class 2 medical is where they will just check up things like your blood, and they'll make you do an ECG here and there. Like, it's just a basic stuff. Class 1 medical is more demanding per se. Like, it's where you will have to do sonographies and little more blood tests, fasting, and like to check whether you have a high or low blood sugar, etc., etc. They'll check your hemoglobin and even your
Mhm.
eyes. Yes, if people start their journey as a pilot, it is important for them to check their health, because there have been times when people have not checked their health up properly and have started their career and have spent money. And then later on, when they actually have done this medical, like the class
Mm.
1 that it takes to be a commercial pilot, they found out the small discrepancies in their eyes. Or let's say
Oh.
some level of hemoglobin is high here and there, and they have been deemed unfit to fly.
Oh,
It is,
wow.
it is.
Okay.
So I again, not an answer I can sugarcoat or
Yeah.
go around. Before anything, please get your medicals done and see that you are fit to fly.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Super important. Right.